Who cares? I mean, it's a detail. It's a detail. I spoke to him. I'll speak to him again when it matters.
Yeah, of course, it's just a detail. It's not like the U.S. buys 75% of our export or anything, Mark Carney. My name is Nico Lagan, and I'm too conservative for the conservatives. My co-host, Rob Ambrose, not woke enough for the liberals. We are the political orphans. Tonight on the show, we're going to talk about Carney's latest comments, what J.D. Vance said about Canadians, and how X is exposing political parties and mainstream media in Canada. What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's happening? Is that what he was talking about? What the detail was? That little wrinkle is the trade relationship with the United States.
Yep. The reporter asks him, "Hey, when's the next time you're speaking with Trump?" Is like, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Yourself, Rosemary.
Yep. So basically, our most important trading partner doesn't matter anymore. It's a minor doesn't detail. Matter anymore. It's a minor. No. His words. Who cares? So you know what? Since you're bringing it up, let's start right there. That's the perfect place to start. Because, you know, the three topics, I don't know if you're aware of the three, though. First, obviously, Mark Carney. Second, I want to talk about how, what J.D. Vance, did you see what J.D. Vance said about Canadians?
I didn't see that one.
It's been going viral, absolutely. Oh, you will see. Just have patience, my young Petawa. Just have patience. And the last one, obviously, we need to talk about X turning on that low feature where accounts are from. Did you see that?
Oh yeah. They turned it off, and then I think they just turned it back on again, right?
It's still on, but yeah, you'll be. I digged into a bunch of accounts in Canada, and you'll see that they don't necessarily come from where you would expect them to come from.
Well, no, I mean, I think they do. If you understand what X is about, you realize most people are from India, yeah, but basically, no one is from here. Like everyone's from.
Well, some of them are, some of them are not.
Yeah,
and some that shouldn't be from here are. Yeah. And I have the perfect example with the biggest propagandist Iranian account in the world. You'll Canada. Be shocked to see where. Yeah, both of us at the same time are rubbing our chin. Like,
yeah, it's like at first you're like, that's weird, but then if you think about it, you're like, yeah, there's a lot of terrorists. Well, right, I mean, there's like maybe not full on terrorists, but remember the we talked about last week that those 10,000 people that are coming in without like any type of vetting. That are coming in on the app. They're just pressing a button on the app, and then they say, "Come on in."
Yep. And they already made excuses. I don't know if you saw that yet, but they made excuses for some of those accounts already. It's fucking hilarious because I got the I'm going to bring back something that the liberals did a couple of years ago. And it seems that the liberals their excuse might be showing that they're trying to circumvent their own law. Very, very hypocritical either way.
Yeah.
You'll see. I have very good memory for really dumb shit, but it serves a purpose when I need to remember. Sweet. So here's the we'll explore all of that. Oh yeah, 100%. But here's what Mark Carney had to say. This is the little clip I played at the beginning. Let's play the whole minute 40 to give more context. Okay. But here's Mark Carney at the G20.
Who cares? I mean, it's a detail. It's a detail. I spoke to him. I'll speak to him again when it matters. I mean, the sort of.
What a smug
twat. You know, I'm always happy to. Sorry, I slipped into French because I anticipated the en français.
I expected French idiots to ask me that question.
I look forward to speaking to the president soon, but I don't have a burning issue to speak with the president about.
No, of course not. Of course not.
No burning issue. To come back and have the discussions on the trade side, we will have those discussions. I'm going to answer a potential question here, and then I'll pass back, which is, for example, with respect to Ukraine and the 28-point plan. We are a core member of the Coalition of the Willing. You would have seen a demonstration of that yesterday with the meeting of European leaders, a core group of European leaders, the Prime Minister of Japan, ourselves, and which formed a common position. And that common position is communicated. Our national security advisors are meeting today in Geneva, including Canada's, and the common position communicated to do the additional work that's required on the peace plan there. Each of us do not need to call President Trump and communicate that position. We need to.
So basically, I'm just going to pause it for a second because there's still about 20 seconds left. But basically what he's saying is that he doesn't have any pressing issue to speak with the President of the United States, like 75% of our exports. And he's also saying that the coalition of the willing is more important than to calling Trump. Like, who the fuck cares about Ukraine and Russia? Fuck off. I want somebody to take care of our relationship with the U.S. because they buy 75% of our exports. I don't know how much clearer this can be, yet they're all talking about, he's talking about the Ukraine. I don't give a fuck about the Ukraine. Sorry, not sorry. Don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not on the list of Canadian priorities. It's not even in the top 100. And yeah,
no, let's stop dealing with them and keep the 22 billions that we promised. How about we take that money back?
How do you give 22 billion to Ukraine when we're running a 78 billion dollar deficit? You know what I mean? That's a clown show. And I really don't like the kind of attitude behind this. Like, what is it? Who cares? Who cares? A lot of people fucking care. It's just this attitude. Like, you can tell. I mean, it does matter what the attitude of the leader is like, right? Because, if he's so arrogant and entitled that he won't accept the most basic questions, then it brings into question his judgment in general. I mean, that's a perfectly reasonable question. A lot of people care what's going on with the United States and our relationship with that, and to just dismiss it like that, frankly, it suggests to me that. It does suggest there's some it does suggest what's going on behind the scenes, and it sounds like he's not even close to making a deal. If he was even close, he would talk about that, right? That behavior there suggests he doesn't actually have any intention, or more likely, Trump just probably told him, "Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you anymore."
Or it's just like, I just want to replay the beginning because he's like, just the way he brushes it off, like it doesn't fucking matter.
Yes, and it does matter.
Like, look at that. He's so smug, right?
Who cares?
Who cares?
A lot of people.
Who cares? People, like, he was in the UAE, and people are just like clapping. He just signed a 70 billion deal. No, assholes. He signed an agreement to a potential deal. So we basically, you know what? Sorry. We didn't sign shit. We just agreed that at one point we might sign a deal. And the liberals are all clapping. You know how much amazing. 500 between 550 to 600 billion dollars a year are exports to the US. And they're bragging about a $70 billion deal. How about you go to Washington, you suck his dick, and you swallow the gravy, bitch? Like, at this point, but if you're going to clap for a potential deal of $70 billion with the UAE, but you're spitting on an almost $600 billion a year that already exists, it's already there. You don't even need to put anything new in place. You just need to sit down with the guy and figure it out.
Just address it. And I mean, look, like, a potential deal is nothing. It doesn't exist. I've got a potential deal to have sex with Sydney Sweeney, and who knows? Maybe it'll work out, but also probably not. You know what I mean? The point is, until it exists, it doesn't exist. There's no point in clapping for it. You know what I mean? Like, anything could be a potential deal. There's everything. Like, it's like, why don't you clap when he gets an actual deal? Maybe, but even still, why are you worried about a $70 billion deal when you've got however many hundreds of billions over here that you're just completely ignoring?
Oh man, it's one of those things that at least if he tried to explain it, do you know what I mean? Like at least if he tried to make people believe that he was working on something, but the fact that he just shrugs it like who cares?
Who cares?
And his supporters are not complaining about this. They're like clapping elbows up. He is standing up to Trump. Sure, let's replace $600 billion business with a $70 billion business. That makes a whole lot of sense. Let's take 10%. Let's take 15% of the deal and clap for ourselves like we've accomplished something. When all we had to do to keep our $550 to $600 billion industry a year is to shut the fuck up, stop insulting the men, and make a fucking deal. That's all we have to do.
Oh yeah.
Still too much to ask. I'm too sorry. It's more than I can give right now.
Yeah, it's a lack of respect for, you know, when you're talking to the media, you're talking to Canadians, really, you know, and even if like clearly he does not have anything scheduled to talk about the trade deal with Trump. Okay, that's fine, but like just say that then, right? Just say, look, we don't have anything scheduled in the near term. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when we do. But just to act like, well, if I don't care about it, it can't be important. That's stupid.
You know,
bad politics.
Again, for the people out there, for the people out there, for the listeners of this show, the people that are joining for the first time, we're not surprised here. There's nothing surprising about this. What surprises me is not his comment. I expect those type of comments from Mark Carney. What blows my mind is that the Liberals and their supporters are bragging about a potential deal of $70 billion with the UAE when they're spitting on one that's worth almost $600 billion a year. Like, what am I? Should I start smoking? Is there something they're smoking that I'm not? Can I have some? Because to me, one doesn't make, like, it don't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm just pointing out the irony here. Because obviously Mark Carney is going to continue doing what he's doing when you understand that his goal at the end of the day is to destroy the rest of the economies. Continue what Trudeau started. But how the fuck do people still protect him and defend his action? This is what blows my mind. What is it going to take for people to say enough?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, that in and of itself isn't the biggest deal. It's the collection of everything, right? Like, you've got this guy who sold himself on, you know, I can deal with Trump. Well, clearly you can't, and that's why people are asking you what's the deal with this trade? You ran on dealing with Trump. He hasn't done anything. Like, really, he hasn't done anything at all about anything.
No, he hasn't done anything at all on any, not just with the U.S. as a whole. What has he done in the past 6 months? Zero, except destroy our relationship with the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I know people will say, you know, well, you know, it was Trump that destroyed it, and okay, yeah, maybe, but like, Trump can be dealt with. Trump's not hard to deal with. You just have to. You can't go at him like a fucking raging bolo. Like, you can't go at him like a bully, because he understands that language. He is a bully, and he'll bully you harder. He's a better bully than you, and he's got a bigger stick than you, and so you just can't do that, right? If you want to bully someone, go bully I don't know, fucking Morocco or Ecuador or something. You know, Canada's got some sway with those guys, but like, if you're going up against that, say, you can't bring the big stick because their stick is much bigger. And our little stick came from them. They gave us a little stick to play with, right? You can't just he had to be a bit humble and you know, go with a little humility. And yeah, that might be tough because Trump can be abrasive. He can be obnoxious, especially from our perspective as you know, as a Canadian. You know, he's certainly said some things and done some things that rub a lot of Canadians the wrong way. At the end of the day, it's not a whole lot you can do about that. You know, if you went in there and actually, a smart politician would have played Trump. Trump can be played, easily played.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But
Ego.
he didn't do anything.
Ego.
Yeah, ego. He's got a massive ego. Stroke it.
Yeah.
Give him a reach around on the ego. Stroke that ego. Like double fist his ego.
Rim.
Just
double
rim. Fist. Give him the pepper grinder.
Pepper grinder, the rim, the swallowing, the gravy, the bukkake, whatever, the chutwa, whatever he wants, whatever he needs.
Do all that to the ego, right? That's how you do it. And it sucks, but it'll buy us some time. It'll buy us a couple years. And then in those couple years, then you're investing back in the economy. Then you're investing in export capacity on both coasts. And then we don't have to. Then we don't have to suck the royal dick.
Not anymore. We might just have to fondle with the balls, but
right. We don't have to do
buy us time.
Thing. Yeah, we're handy once in a while. But,
wise guys making a point here. Liberals are cucks through and through. At the same time, Dosas is absolutely right. Northern perspective blows Pierre so hard, makes me sad. All the views are Pierre balls fondlers as well. But it happens on both sides, right? It's not just Northern perspective. It's a lot of the guys, a lot of the conservative accounts out there, and I'm quoting, obviously, that are doing the same thing. So that's not just on the liberal side. It's definitely on the conservative side too. And both sides need to remember that those guys are not working for us. Clearly, they don't care. Clearly, they don't care. Pierre had all the opportunities in the world to dismantle this government, chose not to. And then clearly, Mark Carney could not care about Canada and what's best for Canada. Don't care. That's pretty clear at this point. You want to roll? Let's roll right into this because those two are kind of connected. At least they're not connected, but they're kind of connected because Mark Carney's kind of brushing away J.D. Vance, and J.D. Vance made a very good point over the weekend. He basically said the two following tweets. So J.D. Vance said first, while I'm sure the causes are complicated, no nations has leaned more into diversity is our strength. We don't need a melting pot. We have a salad bowl, immigration and sanity than Canada. It has the highest foreign-born share of the population in the entire G7, and its living standard have stagnated. Then he said in a following tweet, and with all due respect to my Canadian friends whose politics focus obsessively on the United States, your stagnating living standards have nothing to do with Donald Trump or whatever boogeyman the CBC tells you to blame. The fault lies with your leadership elected by you. That's like mic drop, walk away, I'm out. Anything wrong with what he said is bang on every single word. 100%. Like no nation has leaned. Let's break it down. No nation has leaned more into diversity is our strength. That's 100% right. We are the best at this. We don't need a melting pot. We have a salad bowl. I think that's a little dig at Kamala Harris at the same time.
I assume what he's talking about is if you think of a salad, you've got each individual ingredient, like lettuce is lettuce, right? Tomato is tomato, and there's no mix. So there's no basically integration. Obviously, the melting pot is the lettuce, the tomato, they all blend into each other. And he's right here. Like you said, let's dig into each point. Diversity is our strength is a nonsense slogan that is extremely harmful when you actually believe it. Because it doesn't make any sense. Diversity is a thing that can be good and it can be bad, but to say it is in and of itself a strength is absurd. It's ridiculous. Like, what if your diversity includes a diverse mix of all the rapists across the country?
But they're diverse.
That's diverse. Not diverse. That's diversity. It's not good diversity. So this idea that diversity is a strength, an inherent strength, is stupid, right? What's a strength is social cohesion. People who all, like, when a nation has a group of people who all share the same, more or less, the same goals, who are working towards common goals, common values, common identity, that is what gives you strength. If diversity is part of it, that's great. I mean, I don't have any issue with diversity in and of itself, but nor is it a virtue in and of itself. It's not bad in and of itself, but it's not good in it. It's just a thing. And America, they're famous for the melting pot, right? And he's correct in that. When you come from, wherever you come from, you're an American first, and then whatever, an American Iranian, American, American African or African American, what have you. But there's strength in that because you have a common identity, shared values, right? At least in theory, obviously not every single person, but this this idea that because Canada is, anyone who's from here understands that the words assimilation or assimilation. There's another one, I forget it though, but those are 4-letter words. Those are considered bad words, right? To expect an immigrant to assimilate and be like us is racist, which is absolute fucking nonsense. There has to be a common default Canadian identity that every Canadian subscribes to, and that doesn't have to have anything to do with a race. You can be, and I know some, I know some like brown immigrants all over the world who have been here for forever, or their parents moved here, and they are fully integrated. They are Canadian in every single way. They value Canada. They are patriotic. And in a lot of ways, patriotic immigrants are among the most patriotic citizens in the country. So, that all is a strength, but it's a weakness to bring a bunch of people from all over the world and not just not push them to integrate, but actively discourage integration, actively discourage assimilation. That's suicidal.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, and this is absolutely like, and yeah. So JD Vance is absolutely correct. Do you want to bring that up again? Because there was
100%. I'm gonna bring it back up right now, pal.
Yeah. Okay, it's there now.
You go. I just want to make sure that we address one of the comments because that brings up another can of worm that I wanted to address, and I totally forgot to find. I can't find the video right now, but we can talk about it. Either way, go ahead. Can you see it?
Yeah, okay, so the next point is, and I just want to take this here from Martin Howard. I think it might be a first time comment. Welcome, thanks, sir. He says, Vance is a clown, his advice is helpful to every country, including his own. He may or may not be a clown. I mean, I don't particularly think he is. I think he's a pretty smart guy. But in this moment, we're talking about this advice. We're talking about what he's talking about right now, and that is not unhelpful advice. So, I mean, the 0 for 1 there, because the advice I'm looking at in front of me, that's very helpful advice. That's exactly advice that this country should be taking. I have no opinion in this moment on anything else he said, because we're talking about this, but everything I'm looking at right here is all bang on. As he continues, it has the highest foreign-born share of the population in the entire G7, and its living standards have stagnated. That is correct. It's entirely fine to have a certain percentage of foreign-born share of the population, but there does become a point where once you pass this, it's actually it's a huge negative, right? Because there is no shared identity. There's no common ground. A country which does not push any type of assimilation or integration, which allows people to remain completely separate from their host nation, form societies within societies, and that's exactly what's happening all across Canada. It's like those dragon boats, those giant canoes or something, but everyone's paddling a different fucking direction. You know what I mean? Yep. It's a nonsense thing. You need a shared direction. You need a shared identity, and that identity can be based on silly things like hockey. Hockey is a common shared identity in Canada. That's fine. It can't be just based on hockey, but when we're talking about shared identity, it's a collection of different things, right? And this is just basic human psychology. This has nothing to do with politics. You throw a bunch of strangers into a room together and they have no common identity, no common ground, they're not going to be productive. If you throw a bunch of people who all share the same goals, who all share a common identity, who know that they're working towards something, they will be productive. So I mean, he's
I want to ask if you want to put the comment back on, because I'd like to ask a question, and I'm gonna
I'll bring it up here. Martin Howard.
So Martin, in this example, what did he say that was unhelpful? Because to me, every single point he made there is brilliant. He's absolutely right. And I've been saying this for months, if not a year now. Like this is nothing. Everything that he's saying there is common sense. It is absolutely, and not only is it common sense, he's absolutely right. Like he's talking about, he mentions it has the highest foreign-born share of the population in the entire G7, and its living standards have stagnated. Okay, so the highest born, that is true. I made the calculation. By 2035, Canada's population will be over 50% of people that weren't born here, or their parents weren't born here. Like kids born from parents that weren't born here. 50% of the population by 2037, if I remember correctly. Not 2035, but 2037. Those people are not here to assimilate. You're literally talking about immigrants that come here to take advantage of our system. Because those people are not coming from the places that we want them to come. A third of immigration coming to Canada right now are Indians. Why the fuck do we need Indians here? Like, nothing against Indians, but what do they bring to Canada? Are they highly educated? Are they bringing skills that we do not have in Canada? Because my understanding of immigration is that it's supposed to help the country that is hosting them. We're not supposed, it's not our responsibility to take care of other countries. It's not. Not when 25.5% of Canadian households can't afford daily necessities like food. When our government tax the average Canadian worker, 42% of its salary is gone to taxes, to some type of municipal, provincial, or federal taxes. Canadian cannot afford to take care of the fucking world. We can't even take care of ourselves. Remember what they tell you on an airplane. If something happens and you see those little oxygen masks fall, put yours first before you help your kids, because you're not going to be any help to them if you die prior to helping them. This is the situation in which we are. So it has the highest foreign born. It's absolutely true. Then he says, with all due respect to my Canadian friends whose politics focus obsessively on the United States, you're stagnating living standards. Over the past 10 years, since Trudeau took power, 2015, our GDP per capita has gone up 1%, while the US has gone up 20%, meaning 20 times our GDP per capita over the past 10 years. And until that point, we were head to head. How many times have we showed that graph where we're just following each other over the years, over the decades, and then Pop Trudeau comes into power, stagnates. That's 10 years of liberal policies have caused our economy to collapse. Now, is Trump taking advantage of our situation right now as a businessman? Yes, he is. We would do the same fucking thing if the US we had a way to fuck the US. We would do the same thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Don't tell me that we wouldn't. We would. If you're a business person, any advantage that you can get, they will normally take it. Now, he continues to say our stagnating living standards have nothing to do with Donald Trump or whatever boogeyman the CBC tells you to blame. 10 years of liberal policies have kept our natural resources in the ground instead of developing them. We have the largest untapped natural resources in the world. That's my opinion, because there's no way to really calculate that. But we have all the natural resources in the world. Third biggest oil and gas reserve. We have trees that we don't even know what to fucking do with them. We have lumber. We have hydroelectricity. We're the biggest producer of hydroelectricity in the world. We have all the ways to become an energy superpower, and the only reason that we are not living like we were in the UAE or we were in Saudi Arabia is because our government is preventing us from exploiting our natural resources. We are literally shooting ourselves in the foot. And then he finishes, he says Donald Trump or whatever boogeyman the CBC tells you to blame. They're not. Donald Trump has been in power since January this year, so 10 months. He's not responsible for 10 years of liberal policies. 10 months versus 10 years. Not his fault. And then to say the CBC tells you to blame. Just look at who voted for Mark Carney. largely the boomers that still believe the CBC. And then the fault lies with your leadership elected by you. What did he say that was inaccurate in there? 100% accurate, every single word of those.
I mean, that's probably the most.
tweets.
That's probably the most relevant point. The one that Canadians most need to listen to. Donald Trump has nothing to do with Canada's stagnating economy, and
no,
that's not a defense of Donald Trump. Or you could hate Donald Trump, but that's still a fact. And it is harmful to our economy when we believe that it is, because it prevents us from actually getting towards the solutions. If we don't understand what the problem is, how can we address it and get to a solution? And someone might say, "Oh, well, what about the tariffs?" Yeah, no doubt. 2-3 years from now, when our economy is in the shitter, it will be accurate that Donald Trump has been responsible for some of it, some of the downswing of Canada's economy. But again, we've put ourselves in that position. We've put ourselves, after 10 years of stagnant economy, 10 years of liberal policies, have put us in a position where Donald Trump has the ability to hurt us. And why? Why put yourself in that position where anyone can hurt you? What you want to do is make yourself immune to the behaviors or the actions of other countries. And we haven't done any of that. Our leaders have been weak and dumb, and they thought that America was going to allow us to ride the gravy train forever, so we didn't need to invest in our economy in any real way, and we could spend our money and our time and our effort on things like making sure that all the cities have their main streets decked out in pride flags for the parades, and just nonsense, just fucking stuff that doesn't fucking matter. Culture wars bullshit. Government's got to get back to bread and butter issues, man. Fucking fix some potholes, but also just go ahead.
It's not like we don't have the natural resources. That's the thing, right? That's what drives me absolutely nuts. If we were a country like France, where they don't have much to contribute outside of complaining, you know what? Okay, no problem. We have all the natural resources in the world to become top 5, if not top 3 superpower in the world.
Yeah,
we have absolutely. The second biggest country with like the 37th population size in the world. Like, that's how small our population is. Like, France has almost twice as many people as we do, with a fucking country that fits in Quebec.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? We have whole Canada. We have the second largest country, and our natural resources are in the ground. That is not Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump is not preventing us from exploiting our natural resources. Our leadership is. So everything that he said, 100% bang on. You don't need to like the guy in order to agree with his point. There's a lot of stuff that people...
I want to take this one from Marty. He says, "Why are we listening to Vance? His goals to sow division among us. Clear it's working." It doesn't matter who said. This is one thing that drives me nuts about the left, and I say this as a liberal. They think that the person who says something fucking matters, and if it's someone they like, they'll listen to them, and if it's someone they don't, they won't. That's nonsense. If it helps you, like, run that through an AI and get an AI to create a video where Mickey Mouse says that. And that's the point. Is the words are what's important. It doesn't matter who fucking said it. If it bothers you that JD Vance said it, then create an AI and have it Goofy says it or Donald Duck or something, and then address it. But the point is, the words are the issue, right? We need to be adults. Stop stop worrying about assess every statement on the merits of the words. Right? Who cares what someone says? Someone says if JD Vance was came up with the theory of relativity, or E equals MC squared, would we just ignore it because it came from JD Vance? The point is, it doesn't matter who says it. Yes, JD Vance probably has an agenda. Undoubtedly he does. And yet every single thing he said in that thing was bang on, and absolutely is serious issues that Canadians needs to figure out.
Yeah, and the thing is that he's saying it now. I've been saying this for months. Like, we've been beating that fucking drum on this show literally daily. Or not every 2 days. We've been saying the exact same thing he's saying. So if it bothers you that much what he said, well, we've talked about it many times here, and everything that he said, again, I agree with you. You don't need to like him in order to agree with him, because guess what? Everybody out there, you don't agree with 100%. I don't even agree with myself 100% from 6 months ago. My opinion is always evolving because I'm doing more and more research. So, I wanted to take this comment because this one's great. Justamino is saying, crisis and carnage will eventually have to go after pensions and boomers' wealth, and it's funny you say that because you reminded me of a video that I saw today. I wanted to show it. It completely escaped my mind, but thank you, because he did mention that. And listen to Mark Carney. Remember when we had Nadine Wellwood on the show and she explained how the CPP, our pension plan, is not an asset, but it's a liability because that money does not belong to the government. It belongs to the people. We have paid into this, so that money is supposed to come back to us. Listen to what Mark Carney said at the G20. And this is, I think he said this yesterday. No, 2 days ago. So listen to this. Great comment, by the way.
The Minister of Finance will lead a delegation of Canada's pension funds. $2 trillion of capital, which almost begins to sound significant in the UAE.
Of capital.
$2 trillion in capital, the Canadian pension funds. They will come here next year early to deepen existing partnerships and develop new investment opportunities together.
What?
The Minister of Finance will...
He's literally...
Is he acting? He's acting like the pension fund is just a giant fund of money that they can use, and that's not correct. That is not correct. Like that's as Nadine was saying, that like there are like a traditional pension fund. That is how it works, right? Like the workers will put into, there's a famous one, I don't know if you know who Jimmy Hoffa is, but he was a Teamsters president union in like the 70s or 80s. He was involved with the mob, but he basically built Vegas because he would give out loans from the Teamster pension fund to mobsters to build Las Vegas. Nice. But the point is that existed. It was a fund of money, and then as Teamsters throughout the union would retire, they would get paid out from that fund. And that's not what's going on here. That's not what the CPP is. It is not a fund. Like when they take our money every paycheck, right? You can see it, how much they take from the CPP. But that doesn't go into a fund earmarked for you when you retire. That just goes into the general Canadian revenues, and they just assume and hope that you'll have enough. There will be enough revenue to give you your pension when you retire. But I mean, that's a huge assumption.
So not only did they mark it as a source of income, like as possible capital in their budget, now they're bragging about it after they received the confirmation of maybe making a deal with the UAE. It's absolutely insane. He's absolutely going to just destroy the rest of Canada. Absolutely destroy it. Before we go to the next one, there's a hold on, there was a comment by Trevor Benson. There you go.
Just while you're looking for that, I wanted to quickly take this, not even take a comment, but just talk about the comments we've been doing from Martin Howard. Okay, sorry.
No, hold on.
Martin Howard.
It's already there.
I just wanted to tell Martin, if you're still listening, man, like we're not picking on you or anything like that. I think it's your first time here on the show, so appreciate the comments. But this is all, we definitely like comments that disagree with us. That's what the show's all about. But, obviously it is a debate show, so we will push back, but keep them coming. Don't feel like you're not welcome here or anything. I just, normally if someone's new and they want us to make it seem like we're just piling on or anything like that.
But, it's a good point because that's Trevor Benson is one of our regulars, and I disagree with his comments. So I was just about to address that. So it's not about you, bro. It's really about we address comments, and we especially like the one where that disagree. And because at the end of the day, the goal of this show is just to promote civil discourse. It really doesn't matter if you're left, you're right, you agree, you disagree with us. all we want is for you to join the conversation because it's about polite conversation. I disagreed. When you weren't there last Thursday, I had Sean Buckley on the show. As much as I agree with a lot of things that he says, he's a constitutional lawyer, and I'm like, I don't agree with you. This is why I don't agree with you. We went on a conversation of about 15 minutes of disagreement, and even after the show, we agreed it was a good thing that we got to disagree, because most people don't look. No, but most people don't look for that. They look for that insult.
Everyone likes to hear opinions that already agree with them, and that's a huge problem. That's why this polarization has gotten so bad, and social media makes it even worse. We all love our echo chambers, and I get it. It is comfortable. It is nice. But the whole point of the show is to push us out of that comfort zone, because we need to have the uncomfortable conversations and to show that there is a way to do have these debates and discussions in a way that's still respectful.
And Trevor is saying Vance is irrelevant. In what way? He's the VP of the biggest, he is the VP of the largest economic base in the world. Like, you want to sell shit, you want to sell to the US. They have the biggest buyer's economy in the world. They have the money to buy shit, or at least even if they don't have the money, they buy a lot of shit. But they're the biggest place you can sell to in the world. So to say that he's irrelevant,
per se,
but you don't need to. You don't need to like. But it doesn't matter that you like the guy or not. He's not. His comment is not irrelevant. It's actually quite fucking accurate. What he said, I agree with 100%. Everything he said, I'm like, yep, that's well said. That's well said. That's well said. That's well said. So to say that he's irrelevant, even if you disagreed with his comment, it's like calling Donald Trump irrelevant. You can hate him all you want. He ain't irrelevant. Yeah. Was there another comment? Because, man, there is a lot of comments out there. Oh, man, I love this.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
New Dog Production.
Do you want to take comments?
Yeah, I haven't.
Want to grab
no. There's another. Oh, yeah. There's something else we need to rip into. I'll just take the one from New Dog Production. I'll take Vance over Doughboy Doug, Marxist Carney, or really any Canadian politician.
I mean, I get you, bro. I actually think I think Vance is quite smart. Like, I think he's sharp, and I think he plays the kind of like slack-jawed yokel thing a little bit. I think he likes to be underestimated, but I think he's a pretty smart guy. And actually, I don't know. I mean, like, as I get that, like, people on the left are going to just hate anything to do with Trump's administration. That's a given. But just from someone who's a liberal, or he at least has like liberal kind of like understanding of the world, I actually think J.D. Vance is probably one of the more reasonable guys. Like, if I was even like a dyed-in-the-wool, full-blown leftist, I wouldn't want any right winger to be in charge. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Vance. Like, he actually seems like kind of a pretty compassionate guy. He's not radical or extreme in any way. He kind of he's his job is to support Trump's policies, even the ones that might seem radical or extreme to some people. Like, some people think the ICE raids and stuff are radical and extreme, and he's got to go out and defend that. That's his job. But I think as a president, I think he'd actually be pretty like not centrist, but pretty moderate. Yeah.
He'd be pretty.
Sorry,
you have
center
to
right.
watch.
Center right.
Yeah. There was I covered an event with Jason Levine last year, or at the beginning of the year, where he was at CPAC. Like the very conservative organization every year that they have in the US. Charlie Kirk was a big part of it. And he was on stage just having a conversation with the host. I can't remember who the host is. But literally, legs uncrossed, talking just like a bro. Like, he was just talking like a dude I'd have a drink and a cigar with to just talk with. Like, he was talking about the importance of masculinity, how men need to make a comeback to the family, and how marriage is important.
Vance saying this?
Yes, that's when I gained a lot of respect for Vance. Don't like him or don't. That's fine by me. But you can't just dismiss everything that he says because you don't like him. You can't do that. You just can't do that to people. And to say that guy doesn't matter, at the end of the day, he's the VP of our largest trading partner. So whatever that guy says towards us is kind of relevant. So
yeah. I just I think even if you like. If you want to, like, let's say you're on the left and you almost have to like hate on conservative right wingers. I just feel like there'd be a whole lot of people above JD Vance to hate on before you get there. Like he's a pretty reasonable guy, I think. But wise guy. Yeah, wise guy kind of hits it here. Basically, Vance says whatever Trump wants to say that makes him relevant. Yeah, because he's a inside look into what. As vice president, he does not get to say everything that he wants to say, right? He
no. Of course
if Trump says, "I want you to go out and defend this policy," he has to go and defend it. It doesn't matter if he actually believes it or not. And that makes him, you've got certainly relevant. You have to listen to him, at least listen to hear what he's saying.
Yep. Let me speak about our sponsor. Tonight's episode of the Political Orphans is brought to you by Gabble, the world's first live video debate app on the market. You can choose to sit back and watch, or if you have the balls, just like I do, jump in and debate others. Gabble, just like us, is about civil discourse. I really suggest you try it. I tried it a few times. It's absolutely, I love to debate people, and to debate people that you don't know on specific subject. They have like 10 subjects a day, and you get to debate just on your phone. It's interesting. Up to now, everything's been polite. So if you want to check it out, go check our description below. I have the affiliate link there. And yes, every time you download, you support the show. So try Gabble. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is that new X option. So that new X feature that's been enabled on all of their accounts, where they're trying, basically, I asked Grok today, what was the goal? Like, what were they trying to achieve by enabling that new feature that shows where accounts are from? Basically, where were they created and who's the person who's interacting with that account? What country is that account from? And the whole point is trying to fight against AI bots. AI bots is trying to fight against bot farms. It's trying to just give you a better idea of where the accounts are from, combat misinformation, and make interactions more trustworthy. But like you mentioned earlier, the feature started a limited rollout but went global shortly after, though it was temporarily paused on November 22 for tweaks like handling VPN inaccuracies, and is expected to be back online soon. It already is. But the question I had is, what does it mean? What does the country actually represent? It means that the account manager, I asked the question, does it mean that the account managers are operating from that country? Grok said not necessarily in real time, but it is a strong indicator of where the account originated and its primary manage from. So where's the person that's taking care of the account, where are they from, and where was it created? So I had fun. I went through a bunch of accounts. I went through political parties account. I went through politician accounts. I went through news accounts. And yeah, some of them have explaining to do. So I'm really hoping that this becomes a scandal in Canada. And for the people out there, I'm going to show you how to use that little. So here's the Liberal Party of Canada. Okay. That's their official. And you see here, it says joined, like the day that it joined, like you can see my cursor, right? So where it says right next to it says Canada, liberals.ca right here. So it says you click on the join date, and then it brings you to this little screen here. They joined September 2008, account based, United States. That's the official Liberal Party of Canada. Okay. Then we're just going to go through a bunch. Then we go to the NDP. And again, we click on that little joined. And POW, United States of Canada. We go to the Green Party. Yep, we go to the Green Party. I guess that having one elected MP means you're probably in Canada. So they're from Canada, at least operated within Canada. The Conservatives, so the official Conservative Party of Canada, operated account-based in Canada, so that's good. Now, the Bloc Québécois, also. I'm pretty sure that if it could say Quebec, it would. They're so proud of being from Quebec that obviously, if it could say, it would, but it says Canada. And I also looked the People's Party of Canada to see where that account was from, and that one as well is from... Oh, I made a mistake in the URL. Whoops. What the hell, man? Why is it copying that? I see what I'm doing. Oops. My bad. There we go. Here's the real one. And then it says, boop, right here. Oh, no, that's the Conservative Party. Either way, believe me. I looked at the People's Party, and it came from Canada. I had to check Mark Carney. You'll be happy to learn that his account is from Canada.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a good feature.
I
mean, the more transparency, the better. You know,
but hold on. Like there's a couple more you need to look at, because this one, I don't know what this means. Maybe Pierre Poliev's one, like there's no date. It's interesting because that's the only one I found with no date. So interesting. I don't know what it means. It might not mean anything. Maybe his feature hasn't been rolled out. But here's where things get interested. So up to now, you have the Liberal Party and the NDP that are operated out of the US. The biggest news outlet in Canada, at least the one that we pay $1.4 billion every year to, our taxpayers' money, is operated from the US. So CBC's official page is not operated from Canada, but from the US. You look at another recipient of millions of dollars every year from taxpayers' money, which is CTV News.
Yep.
Also operated from the US. So is CTV. Radio-Canada is from Canada. The Globe and Mail is from the US. Here's La Presse from Quebec is from Germany. Funny enough. But the point in the matter is that how the fuck do those countries, how the hell do those accounts are operated from outside the country? And I know what they're going to say. As somebody that comes from the technology world, they're going to blame VPNs. They're going to say simply that we use VPNs, so it shows that we're in a different country, because that's the other side of our VPNs. But I don't know if you remember this, but you know, there was a law, the online news, what was it? The online news bill that passed in Canada back in 2023. Justin Trudeau passed a bill called Canada's Online News Act, or Bill C-18, which basically he wanted Meta, remember that? He wanted Mark Zuckerberg to pay Canadians for our content. So Meta said, like, fuck you, we're not going to pay for your content. So they stopped propagating our news to the rest of the world. But I don't know if you know this, but because I spend quite a few, like half my time in the US, there's a lot of accounts in the US that I can't access when I'm in Canada. It literally just says that in Canada, the government is preventing you from seeing, I don't remember the exact word for word, but it basically states that because of legislation passed by the government of Canada, you cannot access those news sites. A way to avoid that is to use a VPN. If you have a VPN and you put the other side of the VPN in the US, you will be able to see those news, but it will show that you're from the US, right? So I know that they're going to be, I guarantee you that in the next few days, the Liberals, the NDP, and CBC, CTV News are going to come out and say, oh, that's because we use VPNs. So basically, they're going to admit that they are trying to circumvent, but they're trying to circumvent the law that they put in place. The Liberals are the ones that put the Canada Online News Act in place. The only reason that this is happening right now, where we can't access all the news that we want, and other countries can access our news the way that they want, is because of that bill. So basically, if they sell the idea, I'm just putting it out there, if they start talking about because they use VPNs, the only reason they would use VPNs is because they're trying to circumvent their own law. That's it. That's the only reason why they would be using, and it makes sense because CBC wants news from the rest of the world, right? So they need to go to other countries to get that news. So I know they're using VPNs, and that's why they're what was it based out of is showing as the US. Either they have a marketing firm that's based in the US, which is wrong because it should be a Canadian one, or they're using a VPN. Those are your two options.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. In like today's interconnected world, like I don't know, it kind of makes sense that they might be working with some companies in the United States or something. I think if it shows up like they're from India or fucking China or something, that would probably be more scandalous. I don't know if people consider this a scandal per se because it's based in the United States. But yeah, no, I mean it's a good feature. It'll certainly, like, transparency is always a good thing, and it'll certainly force people to at least allow people to see where they're getting their information from.
But hold on, it's more than that though, because you have a Mark Carney that ran a campaign on standing up to the US, standing up to Trump. Now all he's talking about is buying Canadian, producing it here, buying it here, but his own liberal account, his own Liberal Party official account is not even ran in Canada. Like, do you not like the hypocrisy there? Is insane, and I want to see him trying to explain it, because the mental gymnastic in order to answer this is impossible. You're either going to admit that you're using a foreign company to manage your account, so it's not managed by Canadians. Wouldn't that be interference? Because you're talking about the official party, you're talking about the actual account of the party in power. So they have access to say whatever the fuck they want, that they're not even Canadian. Or you're using a VPN in order to access information that's not available in Canada anymore for the law, the bill that your own party put in place. But you know that the CBC is not going to push that because they're doing the same thing. You know that CTV is not going to push the issue either because they're being caught doing the same thing. Same thing for CT News. They're not going to talk about it because they're all doing the same fucking thing. It's insane. Yeah, no, that's right. But I love that feature though. I really, really, really like that feature to show where those accounts are coming from, because you got some explaining to do. If you should see in the US, there was quite a few accounts ran by those are official accounts of the United States government. They were in Israel.
So that's hilarious. Oops. Now that is hilarious. Yeah, that is hilarious, and that is a true scandal. I mean, I think I can see it just the way they'll say it. Like, they'll like say the Liberal Party or a political party will just say, "Oh well, yeah, no, like our communications firm is in the States, but they say what we tell them to," or something. Like I could just see how they'll get away from it, get away with it. But the U.S. government account from Israel, that is hilarious.
Yeah, I should have, like, I could have spent hours going through them, but I saw some posts from some official American accounts that were showing from Israel. We have official accounts showing from the US. There was a few ones like massive patriotic accounts for the US showing up in like Nigeria. It's just I don't want to. I don't know if I don't like the fact that you have that because some people consider it almost doxing, like you're showing where the people are from.
No,
but at the same time, I don't. I like and like I don't like to show. You know what? All my information's out there. I use my real name. Like on my social media, they're all verified, so it's all my real name, no matter what. So I'm not hiding anything. But in this case,
Yes.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it. But
Yeah.
I don't like showing this stuff. I just find it hilarious. I find it very funny.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's funny because they rolled that out there. I think just mid last week, and then they pulled it back. I think they stopped it for a day or two, and that I think there was some theories about that, some conspiracy theories sprang up around that, and now it's back out again. But I think it's important. It's an important thing to have just for transparency, especially if you see like an account that's like heavy in specific culture war or something, whether it's immigration or the trans stuff, and then so these are actually affecting social cohesion here in our country, and it's involved in the debate, and it turns out, oh, motherfuckers from India, this account telling us that we need to all transition our kids and put our teenagers on puberty blockers, motherfuckers from China. That's relevant. Because there are certainly other countries who want to cause what's the word, like conflict within the country, and
of course,
social media is an excellent way to do that. So we need to be vigilant.
We need to be vigilant.
Vigilant, yes.
I'm trying to be the adult in the room here.
Yes, be vigilant.
My name is Rob. Yeah. My name is Rob Ambrose, and
be very vigilant.
Please, people, boys and girls, please be careful.
Yeah.
Please be careful. But there was one. Hold on, let me check. It was Table Salt that was talking about it earlier. I just want to show because there was one. It was an Iranian one. And it's recognized to be literally the biggest propaganda account for Iranian news in the world, and it's operated out of Canada.
Really? Yeah, like that's a scandal. That's a serious issue.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can find the post. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I found it here. So I'm just gonna bring that up, and then we'll put a pin in it, like you like to say. We'll
put a pin.
We'll do the inverse of a grenade. We'll put the pin back in.
Yeah, put the pin back in.
So right here it says Iranian military monitor. That one is operated out of Canada, and if I'm not mistaken, it had like 14 million followers. Iranian military.
That is crazy.
Monitor.
Yeah, so that is an influential account. Then that's actually having real effect in the real world, and it's entirely appropriate to know where these places are from or where these accounts are from.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not full of shit, because I swear it was either 1.4 million or 14 million. Iranian military. The case, because I can't spell. Military monitor. I just want to make sure I don't want to lie here. Why doesn't it show it to me? Because I was able to find it earlier. Damn. Iran. Oh, it's not. God damn it. Iran. I'm sorry. Military. Oh, there you go. It's right here. I was looking at it. 1.6 million. 1.6 million followers, and this account is operated out of Canada, monitoring Iran's military activities and capabilities since 2009, independent media. So that's fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
So there you have it, man.
Yep, you heard it here first, or second, or third, or somewhere else. You heard it somewhere else first, but you heard it, but we repeated it. Yeah, guys, we are definitely going to put a pin in it, as we like to say around here. A few minutes over, but not too much. Excellent show tonight, guys. New faces, lots of comments. If you are new, hopefully you come back. Stick around. As you can see, the show is heavily based around audience engagement, audience participation. We're just trying to have a conversation, all of us, and sort of set a model for how to have, respectful disagreements in ways, because we get it. Like, a lot of these topics are hot topics. You can get a little bit fired up because we do care about these issues, and I think that's why it's even more important to set a standard for how to have these conversations in a respectful and productive way. If you want to support the show, you can consider becoming a member. You can do that through YouTube for the low price of $2.99 per month. You can also slip us the tip. You can slip just the tip in your upper right-hand corner. There's a QR code. You can do that. And other than that, excellent start to the week, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Peace.